disappointed, to say the least. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you haven't seen my face before. Hi, I'm Jade, and today I'm gonna be doing a review on the movie 13 the Musical on Netflix. Okay, so 13 the Musical is one of my favorite musicals. I love the plot, I love the idea, I love the score, it's amazing. And the movie, I mean, I didn't have too many expectations, but somehow it still underwhelmed me. It didn't even underwhelm me. It didn't underwhelm me. I'm just kind of disappointed. And I feel like a lot of people are. So I'm here to be the voice of the people. The theater people. So if you've only seen the movie and you haven't seen the musical, I'm just gonna go, or if you haven't seen the movie at all, but if you don't want spoilers on the movie, I'd watch the movie and then come back to my video. But anyways, so just the original plot of the musical. So there's a 12-year-old kid from New York City, his parent, 12-year-old Jewish kid, that's important, from New York City. His parents get a divorce and he ends up moving to Appleton, Indiana. A small town with, it's just like a small town with cliquey people and like not much diversity, just like a small little town. And he ends up meeting a girl named Patrice, who, Evan is the male lead, he's the Jewish kid, and Patrice, she's the female lead. She's definitely, well, they're not like equal, but she's like the secondary character in the show. And she's just kind of above this whole little town that she's grown up in her whole life, and like sees beyond it, as like a lot of people in this small town don't. And she just explains that to him, and it's like, hey, this place kind of sucks and you're stuck here. So they become friends over the summer, and Evan, he's gonna be turning 13 pretty soon, and he's gonna be having his bar mitzvah. And that's a big thing. He had a lot of Jewish friends in New York, and it was gonna be great. But now he's gotta have his bar mitzvah in a town that he knows no one, he has no friends, and he wants this party to be great. He thinks this is like the pivotal moment that's gonna set him up for the rest of his life. So Patrice is helping him plan it, etc. And then the first day of school rolls around, and Evan wants to make friends with this cool kid, Brett, because he's like head of the football team, and he wants all the cool kids to come to his party. And he finds out that Patrice isn't very accepted by the cool kids, or like most of the kids, just because I see it as she's just kind of more mature than everyone, and it's not like she's really trying, and she just like can't fit in with these people. What's his name? Evan finds out that Patrice isn't really friends with the cool kids, and they kind of give him an ultimatum, like, hey, we'll come to your party, but she can't come. So he ends up ripping up her invitation in front of the whole school and ultimately humiliating her. So she consoles in her other friend, Archie, who is the other kid who doesn't fit in, and he's disabled. I'm not remembering exactly what his disability is, but he is in a wheelchair, and he just also doesn't fit in. And yeah, so Brett likes Kendra, the like head cheerleader, but like really nice, like the nice pretty girl. And then Kendra is best friends with Lucy, and Lucy likes Brett. She's like the mean popular girl. And so Brett wants to be able to kiss Kendra, so Evan sets up a plan to invite them all to a movie, and so Kendra and Brett can kiss, etc. And Lucy doesn't like this because she wants to kiss Brett, and then it just goes into chaos. So Archie, he ends up like twisting Archie into this by so he can please Lucy, so the kiss won't happen, but also so he can please Brett, so he thinks that he was trying to help him out. And it's just a very crazy, twisted plan, and it doesn't end up working out, and ultimately everyone's mad at Evan, and Lucy and Brett end up getting together. So this is going on for a while, but Lucy and Brett not really working out, but they're like kind of sticking together, because yeah. And then ultimately, Evan and Patrice help Brett and Kendra make up, but Patrice is still mad at Evan. But Lucy, she's not for this. So she devises a plan, another plan. It's crazy, it's chaos, and it's amazing. And there's an amazing song with it. And then ultimately, it gets kind of crazy. Everyone ends up mad at Evan again. Lucy and Brett end up back together, kind of, and then Kendra just kind of falls along. And it ends up with Archie, Archie, Patrice, and Evan at the end, and they sing a song. It's like one foot in front of the other, the Crip, the Jew, the geek, and his mother. So we got the Crip, the Jew, the geek, the misfits, so they say, in this little cookie cutter town. And yeah, and it's, no one makes up in the end. It's just kind of like, hey, you know what, I don't need to fit in. I do have friends now, and life kind of sucks, but I'm just gonna deal with it. And it just kind of ends, and then they have a fun ending number. And I just think it's really great, and it's very, like, it's a very, like, realistic. Okay, so I feel like I keep saying realistic, and I'd like to point out that it is, like, the musical, it is a little unrealistic and a little, like, more than what really happens in 7th grade or whatever, but I still feel like it's nice because it doesn't, like, sugarcoat things. Like, relatable, kind of angsty show, and it's just great. I just feel like they changed demographics. Like, I think the demographic for the musical is, like, it's like any, like, musical theater fans, honestly. Like, I'd say probably, like, the demographic is probably, like 12 to 25 in, like, theater people. Like, I just think it's really fun, and I really enjoy the musical. And I just feel like they turned it into, like, the demographic being, like, 8 to 10-year-olds. Like, it felt like a Nickelodeon made-for-TV movie. That's exactly the feel. I was waiting for someone to get slimed. Josh Peck was there. Like, it just felt so, like, Nickelodeon. And I don't know. That's what was disappointing for me. So, obviously, I'm disappointed, but before we get all negative, or maybe we already did, let's talk about what worked. What worked is the cast. Ultimately, what held that movie together, other than, like, the score, was the cast. The cast was great. All the kids are talented. It's nothing against them. I liked that they added more diversity than what's originally in the show. But, and I liked that they casted, like, age appropriate. Everyone looked like a middle schooler. Like, everyone in that movie, you could have told me they're in middle school. I'd be like, yeah. I liked the fact that in the movie we had more Lucy. We had Lucy as, I liked that they added opportunity. I think they definitely should have, there's a lot of songs that they should have had in it instead of that, but I did enjoy that they added opportunity, because Opportunity is a song that was originally cut from the Broadway production, but still on the original cast recording. But, and I did like that they used Lucy as a more of a plot point. I feel like the songs that they did keep were, like, important ones, so I'm glad they did keep those ones. And I think the ending was good, I'll get to it. And then, I mean, I don't know if much else was good. Okay, actually, I liked the Bloodmaster song. I think that was fun, and it gave me, like, Your Fault vibes from Into the Woods. I don't know if, I feel like people watching this will get that reference. And so I liked that song. I'm gonna complain about the songs added coming up, but I did like that one, and I would take it over the Brett's gonna do it at the, like, I think that's fun, and they could have added that, but, like, the Bloodmaster song, I think it was fun, and I liked the vibes. Okay, that's about all that I felt like worked. Basically just the cast. So let's talk about what didn't. Let's see. Let's start out with the obvious. They definitely kid-friendly'd it down a whole ton. Like, not that it was, like, super raunchy or anything, because it wasn't. It was just, I felt like it was realistic. There was, like, they cut out absolutely any language. Not that we need language, but the adaptation, I just didn't enjoy it, because I felt like it's not like they're, like, dropping F-bombs or anything in the original one on Broadway. Like, it was like mild language, but I just like it made it feel more real and raw. But instead, it was just kind of like, in this clip I had to cut out a bunch because I was just having a hard time getting my point across. Sorry, my sister's like yelling, but it just like what I'm trying to get at, I think, is just they cut out any mild language or anything like mildly sexual, and it's like it's not that it needed that, but if you're gonna cut that out, like you need to like keep like you cut out all the good songs. Like they cut out so much and then just added like more random like happiness that it just like didn't need. And yeah, that's about it. I feel like if you know what I'm talking about, you get what I'm saying. Well, very unrealistic. It took it from like very realistic to like everyone makes up at the end and we're all happy. It needed certain songs and it just didn't have it. It went from Evan meets Patrice. Evan's like, oh, well, I guess I'll have to not be friends with Patrice anymore. I'm gonna have my other cool friends. To, oh, Evan messes up and everyone's mad at him. And then there's like, from after everyone's mad at Evan, then they help Brett and Kendra make up, and then everyone makes up and they all come to his bar mitzvah. And there's just like no middle. Like the end was very long of them like all being friends again. And like I just felt like the entire like content of the movie was cut out. That's what it felt like. I mean, content of the show. Like, obviously, I love the score, and I just think that 13 always had an amazing score. But but you knew songs were gonna be cut. But I think the ones that I was most disappointed that were cut was Hey Kendra, because I just think that's so funny. It's just so funny. And then the new Kendra song, like, whatever that was, like the I'm in love with you, or I don't even know. I did not like that song. I did not like any of the songs they added. And then they cut what it means to be a friend. I'm sorry I keep interrupting myself, but I also saw that Jason Robert Brown came out and said that they did film what it means to be a friend, and he was disappointed that they cut that, so that's not on him. Like, I'm sorry. They also cut way too much Patrice. Like, I feel like Patrice is supposed to be like the secondary main character, and instead she just kind of fell to the wayside and like you didn't see her much. And I was not a fan of that. We need more Patrice. Yeah, they cut what it means to be a friend, and I feel like they really needed that to like show like Patrice's vulnerability, because all we saw was like, oh, Patrice is showing Evan around, they're friends, now they're not, and she's like mad at him. But, like, that's all they showed. Like, her being kind of mad at him, but they didn't, like, you really get to see, like, her being like, hey, like, I like the, like, line leading into that song. I think it's like, give him another chance. Like, I've given every other person in this town another chance. Because without, like, that line in particular, it kind of seems like, oh, does Patrice even try to have friends? Like, maybe she just feels like maybe she just stuck up and, like, thinks she's above everything and thinks she's better than everyone. And, like, but it's like, no. Like, it seems like she's given all these people second chances, and she's just had to give up because she, like, respects herself, you know? But then instead, it just kind of made Patrice seem like this kind of weird little girl who, like, didn't really ever try to fit in. Is just kind of strange, you know? And then I'm also upset that they cut terminal illness, because I just think it's so funny. And, like, I get that, like, that song could have some backlash, especially in 2022, but I just think it, like, it's what made it funny. And, like, it's, like, and I like, with the plan of getting to the movie, I like having, like, oh, yeah, no one's gonna say no to a boy with a terminal illness. I just think that's really funny. Don't get me started on this one. I think what it, like, obviously I'm upset about, like, all the songs that were cut, specifically these 4 songs, more Hey Kendra and Terminal Illness, just because they're funny, but, like, I think What It Means to Be a Friend and It Can't Be True, if you had those in the movie and cut out, a couple of, like, the songs that they added in, could have, like, exponentially made the movie better. Because I think what was missing was it can't be true. Because you need that point where, so in the movie, it just kind of like, oh, everyone's mad at Evan, and then it's like, oh, they make up. But you like need that in between. So in the musical, it can't be true. I think I did explain it in the beginning. So if you know, you know. If you know, no. But it's like, I just really think it needed it can't be true for a plot point. Cause it like, let's see, what happens before that? Yeah, so like they get Kendra and Brett back together, and then that's kind of good. And then it gets messed up again, and they're mad at Evan again because of all this craziness that Lucy does. Not only with it just being an amazing song, but it's just like as a plot point, I feel like it was very needed. But instead, they're like, "Oh, we can't have everyone mad at Evan again because they need to make up." Like, I just think we needed more of them, like Evan being out. And then in the show, it's like it can't be true happens, and then at the end, we're left with the three outcasts, the Crip, the Geek, the Jew. And like that's what they call them in the show. And that's like a quote. It's like, one foot in front of the other, the Crip, the Geek, the Jew, and his mother. And I just really think that's like, they needed that. But instead, they just have everyone at its bar mitzvah. I just really don't think we needed all the mom storyline. Like, what was part of the draw to 13 originally when it came out was this was like the first show with an all teenage cast, no adults. And I get that for the movie, they kind of needed the rabbi. Did they need the rabbi? Probably not. But they kind of needed the parents. And I remember in the book, I actually read the book that for 13, the musical. So I think you guys should check that out if you're a fan of the musical. But in the book, they have like, I feel like the mom was more in it and like the grandma and stuff. But like, I kind of get that they have to be there, but I don't think they need so much storyline because I kind of like, I don't care. Also, any of the other song other than Bloodmaster, I think that was pretty fun. But other than that, any of the songs that they added in, I didn't like it. Like, if it's new, I don't like it. I also didn't like that they had 14 principals in the show, just for kind of the annoying fact that there's 13. The movie's called 13. It's about a kid who's turning 13, and there's 13 principals. There's Evan, Patrice, Brett, Lucy, Kendra, Archie, Molly, Cassie, I forgot their names. Eddie, Malcolm, the two other guys. Oh, I missed a girl. Molly, Cassie, and Charlotte. Yeah. That's 13. 13 people. And then they had to add, like, that random kid, so, like, I don't know. So Patrice and Archie could have an extra friend. Like, we don't need that. We don't need an extra principal. Like, I love that there's 13. And I feel like we didn't really get to know who the actual characters were. They're just the three girls, Molly, Cassie, and Charlotte, that you couldn't tell who was an extra and who were the characters. And, like, it's fine that there's extras because you need extras for the movie. But, like, I just wish we could have, like, defined more who are the characters in this show, this movie. The ending, I hated how they all made up. Like, I'm gonna stress this again. The ending could have worked if we had what it means to be friend and it can't be true. I think it would have brought just so much more depth to the show, and then it could be what's it called? And then what's that song called? A Little More Homework. We didn't need everybody, like, at the bar mitzvah, or we could have even had, like, I'm fine, honestly, I'm kind of fine with them making up a little bit, but we don't need, like, if they all just decided to come to Evan's bar mitzvah, and they weren't friends with him, but, like, they're there, but I wanted, I don't know, I really wanted It Can't Be True. Maybe I'm just saying this too much, but it's like, if that happened, then I could have Patrice, Evan, Archie, front row of the bar mitzvah, A Little More Homework, I'm Evan Goldman, I'm from Appleton, Indiana, and I'm just getting started. Like, we could have that line where, and then we could have had the other kids there. Like, I don't know, they could have showed up, but, like, they're still all mad. Like, I would have liked if they all showed up, if they were all, like, sitting separately. I think that would have been really funny, like, in, like, pews really far apart. And then we could have them all dance and sing in, Brand New You, and had a cool finale number. I wish the extras weren't dancing in that. Like, I wish it was, like, they could have been there, because it was like, oh, it's a school dance.
I don't know why. After I watched the movie, I thought, Brand New You was a school dance, but I think it was actually supposed to be his bar mitzvah. Just, like, the one part was in the chapel, and then that was the dance. I don't really know. They changed the outfits. I don't know, but I guess it was supposed to be his bar mitzvah.
Like, I wish we could have just had, like, the defined principal characters, just so we could know who they are, dancing. But, you know, like, the ending could have worked if just, like, a few tweaks. Basically, I feel like if you take one thing away from this video, if you skip through this entire video and hear one thing, it's, we need it can't be true. Okay, so in the original cast on Broadway, some of the notable people were, we had Liz Gillies as, Liz Gillies and Ariana Grande, who became friends on Victorious, but they also starred in this together. Obviously, big name Ariana Grande. Liz Gillies originated Lucy, and Ariana Grande originated Charlotte, who was one of the friends of Lucy and Kendra, but she definitely had some of the very highest harmonies and some very hard vocal parts. And then also, the original Evan is Graham Phillips. I think some people may know him from The Good Wife. And I thought it really would have been fun if we could have some fun cameos in there from them, like some of them, or even anyone from the original movie, honestly. Allie Trim originated Patrice. Those are some less known names. But they couldn't have, like... But I heard Jason Robert Brown said that he would have had them make a cameo, and I'm pretty sure they would have been willing, because, like, they've been pretty excited about the show, but just because of COVID restrictions, they couldn't have any visitors on set, and that makes sense. But I really think there's a missed opportunity to have the priest guy, instead of Josh Peck, to be, like, okay, maybe Graham Phillips wouldn't want to do that. I don't know why, but, like, to have, like, Aaron Simon Gross, or... I kind of don't really know anyone else's names, but, like, any of the guys from the cast, it would have been, like, a cool cameo. Like, any of the guys from that cast who could look Jewish, like, to have them be the priest, that would have been kind of funny, I feel like. Okay, so I hadn't read this article before I made this video, so if you think that I'm stealing anything from it, I'm not, and you did read it, but... if you agreed with my points in this video, I really think you should read this article. I'm gonna try to link it up there right now, and if I can't, I'm gonna link it in the description. I'm probably gonna do that anyways, but I just think it's a really great article, and it every single thing it says in there, I completely agree. So if you want more of my opinions on this movie, just read that article. I think it read my mind. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video, and with all that being said, I want you to know that I'm glad that they made the movie. I think it was it's fun. I enjoyed it. The cast is great. I'm very happy for all of them, but, you know, those were just my opinions. I'm not, like, I didn't hate the movie, even if it seems like I did, or maybe I did hate the movie, but, you know, I'll probably watch it again. I'm probably gonna listen to the songs. But, yeah, that's just me being nitpicky and me being such a fan of the show. And, yeah, give me your thoughts in the comments down below. I want to know what you thought of the movie. I hope this reaches the right audience, this video. I feel like it will, because I feel like the people who were fans of the musical, who were excited for the movie and then watched it and then were disappointed, will be looking for a video like this. So maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't, maybe I got some facts wrong from the show and you're gonna argue with me. But yeah, basically this is my review of the movie. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure, if you agree with me, if you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already. And with that, I'll see you next video. Bye!